All right, let's get right into it. We're about to break down a super methodical customer acquisition strategy, a playbook that I think you'll find is incredibly powerful.
So let's just start with the big question, right? How can a really simple app pull in over $17,000 a month with $0 in ad spend? I mean, how is that even possible?
And here's the real kicker. What if the secret behind it isn't some one-off stroke of luck? What if it's a repeatable playbook that literally anyone can copy for their own thing starting today?
Okay, so let's look at the actual numbers. We're talking about an app called Follow Buddy, and these stats, well, they really show you what's possible here. So in just the last 28 days, this app brought in $17,420. That's a seriously impressive number.
And where does that money come from? It's from 3,128 paying users. And these aren't one-time buyers either. They're all on weekly, monthly, or yearly plans.
And this is the most important part. That entire group of customers was brought in with exactly $0 spent on ads. Nothing. It's all organic, driven completely by search.
So you're probably wondering, how do you even come up with an idea like this? Well, here's the thing. It didn't start with some brilliant light bulb moment. It started by finding a really painful problem that tons of people had.
You know, this was not an overnight thing. The journey actually started 7 years ago. Ben was running a marketing agency, and he saw firsthand how powerful YouTube was for his software clients. Then, about 4 years ago, he kind of became the go-to Instagram guy for his friends, and he kept hearing the same thing over and over. These shady unfollower apps were getting people banned. So, 3 years ago, he made a video showing a safe way to do it. And that video, it just blew up, over 1 million views. That's when he knew the demand was huge. He sat on the idea for a bit, and then 2 years ago, the cost to actually build an app came down, and he finally decided to go for it.
And that whole origin story leads us right to the core of the strategy. This isn't about trying to go viral on TikTok or Instagram. It's about digging into the absolute goldmine that is YouTube search. The whole thing is built around what's called high-intent traffic. And what that means is you're not trying to create demand. You're not convincing people they have a problem. They know they have a problem. They're desperate for a solution. They've already sold themselves on needing a fix. They're literally just typing into the search bar, looking for the right tool. All you have to do is be the one who shows up.
And here's what's so wild about this. We all know Google SEO is a bloodbath, right? Super competitive. But YouTube search? It's still kind of the Wild West. The competition is so much lower that you can literally make a kind of crappy video and it can still rank #1 if it just answers the question people are asking. It's a huge opportunity.
All right, let's get tactical. We're going to break down the exact 4-step SEO playbook. This is the system used for every single product, and you can follow it to the letter. So the whole engine comes down to these 4 steps, and it's a loop. Strategy, record, optimize, and repeat. Let's dig into each one. Okay, step 1 is all about strategy. First, you've got to map out your customers' questions using something called the awareness ladder. Think about it. What are they asking when they first realize they have a need? Then what are they asking when they start looking for solutions? You need to know all of it. Then you grab a tool like Keywords Everywhere or vidIQ to find what they're actually typing into YouTube. You sort those keywords by how likely someone is to buy and how many people are searching for it. And finally, you go look at the videos that are already ranking #1 and you just ask, how can I make something better? Or even just shorter and more to the point.
All right, step 2 is recording, but a huge part of that is packaging. And when it comes to your title, you have to think about 2 different audiences. You're writing for a robot, the YouTube algorithm, and you're writing for a human. The bad title on the left is pure robot speak, just a jumble of keywords. But the good title, it's smart. It puts the main keyword right at the front for the robot, but it still sounds like something a real person would actually click on.
Step 3 is all about optimization. This is crucial. So for your title, like we said, put that main keyword right up front. For the description, this is a big one. Don't just paste a link. Write 1 or 2 sentences that also use your keywords, because that's what people see in the search results. And finally, tags. You want to be a machine here. Put in your main keyword, and then every single variation of that keyword you can possibly think of. You're basically telling YouTube, hey, my video's about all of these things. And the last step, step 4, is maybe the most important. Monitor and repeat. The mindset here is simple. You are just stacking bricks. You keep making different versions of videos for your main keywords until you rank. And what's crazy about YouTube, which is different from Google, is you can actually get multiple videos to rank for the exact same search term. You can literally own the search page.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. I can hear it right now.
Yeah, sure. This is easy for him. He's already got a big audience. He's good on camera, right? Well, let's just tackle that objection right now.
The answer to that is, well, it's just a limiting belief. It's an excuse. The audience, the camera skills, all of that exists because of this playbook. It didn't exist before. The strategy is what builds the audience. It's not the other way around.
And for anyone thinking the tech is some huge barrier, look at this. This isn't some crazy, complex app. It's built with totally standard stuff. React for the front end, AWS and Mongo on the back end. They use SendGrid for emails, RevenueCat for payments. The point is, you do not need a giant team of Silicon Valley engineers to pull this off.
Okay, let's wrap this up and get to the action items with a quick, hardcore recap.
So here it is, all in one place. The numbers, about $17,500 a month in revenue, 0 ad spend, over 3,000 paying users. The playbook. Step 1, strategy. Map that awareness ladder. Step 2, record. Make sure your video actually confirms the click and delivers on its promise. Step 3, optimize. Nail your title, description, and tags. And Step 4, monitor. Just keep stacking those bricks.
So, what's today's big takeaway? If you remember absolutely nothing else, remember this. The most valuable customers are not the ones you find by chasing virality. They're the ones you attract by systematically and helpfully answering the questions they are already asking.
And that leaves us with a hardcore debate. Is this strategy, focusing 100% on high-intent, low-competition keywords, a genius move for sustainable growth? Or is it a niche trap that completely ignores the important work of building a real brand? What do you think? I want to see your arguments in the comments. Is it a genius move or a trap? Let me know why. And for everyone who comments, I'll send over a link to the full tool list we covered in this breakdown.